It's been 4 weeks nearly, maybe even a little bit more now, of the exact same range. And are there any more clues as to which way this one's going to be breaking? Well, a few things have emerged as of the last, I would say, 24 to 48 hours, which I do want to discuss on this particular video and then discuss the potential impacts of that. Other than that, I want to welcome you back to the Krown Crypto channel. It is a lovely Wednesday. It's a nice Wednesday outside. It's a very nice Wednesday outside. And we're back on over here. So, let's just jump right into it. I have my notes ready over here. Not that there's really even that much to be going off of that we already haven't spoken about, because you can only say the same thing so many times in the same fucking 4-week span before it gets a bit stale. Anyways, in the daily time frame over here, I do want to bring back the Gaussian channel indicator. As we can see on the daily, that Bitcoin did base off it yesterday on that short-term move to the downside. Yesterday, I made a quick Twitter post. I made a quick Twitter post yesterday talking about potential downside or likely downside in the near term. One of it was based off of, well, these indicators right here: daily bearish divergence of 1, 2, 3 drive variety on the daily RSI, plus daily Joule also having that downside curvature. And the daily volatility is actually not seeing expansion right now. So fair enough. This could very, very well be a non-event when that is not present. But in this case, we did see a short-term downside move testing right about the top side of that region, also in alignment, should I say, with the bottom side of the 4-hour HPDR indicator range lows, and a nice bounce emerging from there. So, we're kind of right back where we started from, like that good song, which I forget what it's called. But more importantly, we can once again be looking at this same region right here, now matching up in multiple ways with the bottom side of that 4-hour HPDR range low, plus the top side of the daily Gaussian channel band right there, as a nice region for actually well, what I would say is kind of a considerable change behavior, which would be about 29,550. So closures below there, even on a 4-hour time frame, and especially on a daily, very likely do be a continuation down somewhere around the mean band of the Gaussian channel here, which is in the low $28,000 territory right now, about 28.2. So before we were saying, hey, Bitcoin breaks below about 29.5, 29.6, probably expecting somewhere down between 28.5 to 28 even. Funnily enough, that's coming in right in the middle of those, of those two numbers. So I would still be looking at that as the major, area of interest if indeed that does happen. But is there any hopium before that potentially occurs? Well, we can go through the charts here. We can see that the 4-hour HPDR range is now showing the average coming in at 30,000. Basically 300, a little bit below that, to be fair. But that is to say, as long as Bitcoin's below there, it is in a position of weakness. So downside a little bit more likely. Back above 30,300 again on a closing basis. And I would be starting to look at this as a nice actually trap. In this case, a bit of a short-term bear trap, with very likely Bitcoin to try back up somewhere closer to 31,000 bucks. And then of course, now we can see that the top side of the range at about 31,100, that would essentially carry out a nice breakout to the upside. Probably looking at moves back into the mid $32,000 territory, somewhere around 32,500, let's say. But for right now, pressure's onto the downside, and it does feel like if bear odds are going to push, it probably happens from here within the next few days. I think that also plays hand in hand with the last chart that we'll go and look at today. But before we get into that, I do want to look at daily stochastic momentum and go down the different time frames. And we can see that daily stochastic momentum is coming down rather aggressively now, and going to be headed with downside momentum as long as Bitcoin's closing below 30,625. So that's even above the average of the current range on the 4-hour time frame. Do we have this same sort of regression here? Nope, I'm on the wrong damn time frame, or the wrong damn chart. Is this one? Yeah, we could use this with this one right here. So if you are still looking at this as more or less likely bullish, then we would be expecting a turnaround on the daily stochastic oscillator, as it is meeting a nice regression trend line coming in from the last few major lows going all the way back to March. So that'd be the March lows, that'd be the April lows, that'd be the May lows, and that would be the June lows, and maybe even the July lows as well. But for right now, that is going to have a chance to break today with any sort of a closure below 30,630. 12-hour time frame is also going to be showing downside momentum, actually crossing the upside. Let's go check out CME, by the way. I'm just curious what it looks like. Yeah, it's also going to be showing downside momentum below 30,450. Contrast that with spot price action, which is actually going to be crossing up above 29,950. about $100 away from current price action right now, but within the critical zone. So it is a bit of a ticking time bomb here. That is why I do say that if bears are going to push, probably happens with, today, tomorrow, maybe Friday. So in the earlier portion of the week, the ball was a little bit more in the Bulaw's court. Now the ball, as of yesterday, I guess, Tuesday, went into the Bear's court. That was mainly based off of the last setup that we'll go over today. But in this case, 12-hour time frame, 30,460 on CME is going to be the natural pivot. 6-hour time frame actually we cross the upside right here and will be remaining with upside momentum as long as Bitcoin's above 29,850. 4-hour time frame is going to be showing actually pretty intense upside pressure as long as Bitcoin's above 29,650. I do want to mark off that there is a nice trend line regression coming in from these last few highs. Man, my charts are just getting too damn convoluted at this point. Should I just redo the whole damn thing? Yeah, why not? Fuck it. It's due for a new facelift, so something like that. So does it rally up into this region and then turn back down around? Maybe like a little bit later today. That's something to be mindful of course. And then the hourly time frame is going to be showing downside pressure below 30,250, which CME is currently trading about $100 below. So again, that's why I do say, basically from Tuesday on, yesterday throughout, I guess the rest of this week, I'd say rest of this week to Friday, balls in the Bear's court here. Anyways, so I also wanted to go over this setup over here. So we spoke about this setup last week, or at the end of last week, that is, when it fired off. It's a 3-hour setup, basically, where we did see the 3-hour time frame close below the blue range lows. That would be marked off by this red line right here. I'll just actually get rid of it right now. But the blue range lows right there. That combined with a decrease in close over closure on the moving average of BBWP, representing volatility, has aligned with a pretty nice, probabilistic move, in this case to the upside, which we did go over the stats for that. There was 147 closed trades over the last few years and about a 66.6% strike rate for upside price action from there. But as we went over in the performance summary, the average amount of time taken for the winning trades was 25 bars. 25 bars times 3, because it's a 3-hour time frame, is 75, so that's about 3 days. And this fired off on Friday of last week. Yeah, Friday of last week, a little bit later in the day for myself over here in Helsinki. And what we also noticed is that the average amount of time taken in the losing trades was 29 bars. So a little bit longer than the winning trades. So what does that imply? It implies that the longer that this goes on, past that sort of 3-day marker-ish, the more and more likely it is to be a failure. And that expired on Monday. And that is one of the other reasons why I was saying, hey, from Tuesday on, ball kind of goes back into the Bear's court. Now, this has technically speaking not fulfilled its failure condition just yet. Failure condition would be a 3-hour closure below 29,688. Very, very specifically here on Bybit Perp. So as long as Bitcoin is above there, technically speaking, this is still viable. But going through the what's it called, the data over here, it does start to become more and more angled towards the downside. But yeah, fair enough. Again, the average, winning move in the case of wins was about 5% to the upside. To the downside, if we do see a break below this region right here, likely leads on into a break below, the daily region right here and also the 4-hour region right here, which at that point, really have to consider those 3 drives of bearish divergence plus that break of the Gaussian channel and also the Joule momentum oscillator coming down as well, and probably looking at a move, closer to like mid to low $28,000 territory. So, I understand that these times have been pretty fucking boring for me as well. 4 hours in the same damn like $1,000 range is going to test the patience of anyone, even the biggest monks in the world. It's starting to feel a little bit more reminiscent of what we did see back on over in November, not in terms of necessarily price action, but just in terms of like dullness, right? As things were just like mind-numbingly fucking boring, just insane. But even this, does seem like it's getting to the point where it's even more so. So what does that essentially align with? Well, I would say between now and Friday, as long as Bitcoin is especially below the mean of the 4-hour time frame, again 30,300, pressure remains to the downside, confirmed by closure below about 29.5 or 29.6 depending upon your time frame. And if bears fail to do that, I would say probably by maybe Friday at the earliest, probably more like Sunday, then perhaps we do have a bit more of a greater likelihood of a trap move in our hands, which would be again confirmed fully with a move back above about $31,000, and your early warning flag would be, with price action back above about 30,300, I'd say, on a closing basis. But for right now, that's going to do it. I know, another boring one, but it is what it is, and yeah. I suppose that's what we leave for today. As always, wish you the best on this nice little Wednesday day. I'll be back on tomorrow, same time, same place. It's the same fucking ritual, baby. It's the same damn ritual. My day isn't complete without it. But all good. Take care, much love, and see you hopefully tomorrow.